national voter registration exercise comes to an end. The Court of Appeal postpones cases lodged by former Permanent Secretary to the President, Mr. Katamurupisi, to the April session. Township Rollers defeats Nico United by 2-0 in a Botswana Premier League match played at the National Stadium yesterday. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Now in our first story, Gaborone Bonington North constituency has recorded a significant voter turnout with a total of 11,222 registered voters from the first week of January to February 2nd this year. This sets the stage for a substantial participation in the upcoming general elections scheduled for October. This was highlighted by the IEC Principal Registration Officer, Mr. Peter Choto, when giving an update on the registration exercise in Gaborone. Refile Mutube and Samantha Khabaime reports.
Gaborone Bonington North community has actively engaged in the registration process, emphasizing the importance of civic participation. Local authorities and election officials have worked tirelessly to facilitate a smooth and efficient registration period.
As of last Friday, Bonington North in nearly 4,485, but baba ikwadisitse maabane letsatsi jeno dipalo tsa batho ba ba ikwadisang di ile go godimo hela thata re tseela gore gongwe eta re ga re chaisa dipalo di tabe di nametse
ke nna gone mo kgaolong ya block 6 so a ke le hayana ke tsile go ikwadisa gore ke tekenne le tshono ya go take ke thopa monongwaga ka 2024 October.
Currently, 11,222 eligible voters have registered in the Gaborone Bonington North constituency, underscoring the democratic spirit within the constituency. It is evident that the constituency will play a pivotal role in shaping the political landscape.
Ditshologelo tsa me ke le tafuma ke gore hela ke le monni wa block 6 yana go bona dithabololo mo block 6 le hatse ka bophara
ke rotloetsa motswana go ga ya gore ke tsatsi la bohelo la ikwadisetso dithopo a re emeleng re tsamayang re go ikwadisa batswana re khona re bone dio tse dinte tsa tse puso e ta re di direla mo matshelong a rona.
Principal Election Officer Mr. Choto also expressed hope that the numbers will increase as the day progresses. Refile Mutube, BTV News, Gaborone.
The Principal Registration Officer for Mogodisane West constituency, Ms. Clay Malekongwa, says in the past 2 days they have been experiencing a notable increase in the number of people coming to register to vote in the constituency. Ms. Malekongwa said this when briefing BTV News about situation they're experiencing at the polling station on the last day. Reports.
Today, February 3rd, marks the very last day of the voters' registration exercise since it began last month. However, at the beginning of this exercise, it's been a little bit lonely at the polling stations due to the low turnout. The situation nonetheless took a great shift a few days before the set deadline. Ms. Malekongwa confirmed that saying the numbers are growing like never before.
Gonna go oketseganyana dibeke tsene di latella go oketsega hale le hale mme mo tsatsing la gompieno tota go simolla maabane batho ne ba le bantsi la ene tsa tene di le dintsi tota tsa batho ba ne ba ikwadisa maabane le gompieno re bona ile gore batswana ba iketetsa.
One may think these growing turnouts in the last lap could one way or the other put them under pressure. She, however, said the team is in the right position to handle it. Some said it wasn't a planned theme to register on the last day, but it is for different reasons beyond their control.
My idea, I did gore ne ke sena o mangwe mo tiriso ya no ke mo terema bana ke tsene mo tiriso ke tsile go ikwadisetsa ditlhopho ke se maoto a tsupa kore ne ke sena o mangwe mo tirisong.
Ngwaga o tota ikwadiso ya rona e nnile khutshwane hela ga e tshwane le a dingwaga tse dingwe tse ne di feta. So yaanong ke mo nakong ya gompieno bo ithelela re patikesega gore re tla go ikwala ka latsi la bogelo. Keletso ya me ke gore keng e ne tshwanetse gore nka be e ne e filwe since e simolotse morago. So keng ne ke eletsa gore ngwe re ka be re hilwe gongwe kgwedi.
Go boletse mang Boitshwarelo, BTV News, Mogodisane.
Now, the Principal Registration Officer for Good Hope Matiti constituency, Ms. Ntlogela Makati, also gave a roundup of the voter registration exercise in her region.
Big yantla, tota ene ne le malatsi mararo. Hela. Re kwadisitse batho ba le 2753. Mo biking e latelang kwadisa batho ba le 4792. Mo biking ya boraro re be re kwadisa batho ba le 4045. Latelang tota ke tla re ya boraro ya bobedi ka gore e ne le malatsi mararo ya ntlha. Ya boraro re be re kwadisa around 3609. So re dumela gore palo e re tla e bonang kana re ipelaetsa go ka ha re bonang dio tsa rona di tsamaya ka teng. Palo e re tla e bonang e kana ya heta e pe e kile ra e bona mo dibekeng tse di go morago.
The Sorowe district has witnessed a significant number of people who visited different polling stations across the district. This was revealed by the Principal Registration Officer for Sorowe North, who is also the District Commissioner, Ms. Angelina Leano, noting that many who came forth were the youth. Monica Seswala.
This Saturday marks the last day for the voter registration exercise, which commenced on the 5th of January. The different polling stations experienced a significant number of eligible voters who came forth to register on the last day. Many are of the view that they have been held up by work commitments.
Nagana ke rata go lebela dioko pele ya ka ke to go ikwadisa tse la bohelwana ke ntse ke tshwere ke tiro a diata re dira sengwe go mothabeng go dipolaseng. So ke tile kwano gore ke reng ke tete ke itsenyetse dithabololo tsa kgaolo ya me ka konopo ya me le nna ke be motho a go ntirela gore ke te ke tshele sente maamuso a puso e goroge mo go nna ke se ka e latela kgakala.
Ke sale ke ikwadisitse ke last month e be gore gore sa di mogolo nna ntse a shota uma a isa mmone ke gompieno ne ke mo tsitse gore le ena a tla go ikwadisa.
Ta ke le monana ke bone go le botlhokwa gore ke to ikwadisa mo tsatsing leno la bohelo ka lebaka la gore thopo e botlhokwa thata bo botshelong jame ka gore thopo ke yone e dirang dithabololo mo motseng o ke le mo gone sengwe le sengwe se se dirwang go dirwa ka dipalo.
Ke mmereki wa ikgarathelo ya ke ntse ke sa bone nako ya go go ikwadisa ya nong ke ile ka bona phathanyana gore ke go ikwadisa ka gore go botlhokwa gore ke go ikwadisetsa go thopa.
Overall, the registration exercise went well.
Mo letsatsi la maabane re simolotse re bona dipalo di oketsega ka mmetelo le go godimo le gore le dibukanyana tse ne re na le tsone re lebile ko re ne re tswa teng ne di hela di hedile ra bora go tsa go ga borona ra bora go tsa gape go ga borona mme ne go itshupa thata especially mo letsatsi la gompieno gore yana banana ke gore ne ba tla kana olalo re ntse re na le bagolo hela ba batlang go matlhophelong. So mo tsatsi la gompieno ne ba tsile ka dipalo tse di tona mme se se mo le mohela ke gone gore botlhe ba gorogileng go matlhophelong pele ga 4 re kgonne go ba thusa ntse re raunda matlhophelo a rona physically and le ka mogala.
The expectation was to register over 40,000 people in the Sorowe district, an area demarcated into 3 constituencies being the North, West and South. Monica Seswala, BTV News, Sorowe.
The Member of Parliament for Moshopa Manyana, Mr. Karabokari, has applauded Orange Botswana for its digitization school initiative. Mr. Kare says the initiative contributes to government's commitment to transforming the education system through private sector participation to create a conducive teaching and learning environment. Mr. Kare made the remarks at the donation of technological gadgets to Lekholobotlo Primary School. Onelin Tokolo and Pel Puruhudu reports.
Lekgolobotlo Primary School is the 77th school to benefit from this initiative since its inception in 2020. The donation comes at an opportune time as the school is still in the celebratory mood following its attainment of 84.2% in the 2023 PSL results after a few years of poor performance. These gadgets also promote inclusivity in education as they cater for all students.
I'm a firm believer in building resilient, inclusive and sustainable local economies by creating entrepreneurial ecosystems through development initiatives and partnerships such as today's Digital Schools project. Act of kindness by providing this digital kit is an example that the rest should emulate. To the school head and your team, may I equally encourage you to leverage this learning tool and acquire requisite skills, which will ultimately support our national strategy and of course, propel this nation to another level of human capital development.
I'd like also to thank the government of Botswana, because ever since we started this, we have worked hand in hand. We believe that collaboration that we've had here, Orange is present in 18 countries in Africa. I believe Botswana is one of the best to launch this kind of project because we have a real support coming from government.
And if you recall, 3 years back, Lekgolobotlo wasn't doing well. The results were terrible, or were very, very, we couldn't talk about the results of Lekgolobotlo. If I still recall, I think they got less than 30% or so. And here we are today, celebrating the 84.2%.
Information communication technology has become a crucial element in building a global economy. Therefore, it has become a necessity at all levels of development.
We are already witnessing of driving our economy, as evidenced by the use of IT initiatives. Look at issues like Botemole applications that was SIDA, applications that tertiary education, YDF. Going forward, technology is going to be utilized.
Parents have been asked to partner with school authorities to ensure that students use digitization to improve their academic results and guard against abuse and vandalism of the donated devices. O'Neill Ntokolo, BTV News, Lekgolobotlo.
Government continues to provide necessary partnerships and interventions in assuring that the travel and tourism industry remains a critical component in the growth of Botswana's economy. This was highlighted yesterday by Minister of Entrepreneurship, Mr. Karabogare, at the ATNTA Travel Company launch in Gaborone. Mojani Mukibelo was there.
Strong collaborations between the agents of the travel and tourism industry remains critical in providing the necessary business linkages with large enterprises, thereby creating an interlinked and dynamic economy. Minister of Entrepreneurship highlighted that through these collaborations, Botswana's travel agents and AT&T Travel, being not an exception, has shown its full potential in assuring that it plays a significant role in taking the sector to greater heights.
Collaborative effort, ladies and gentlemen, is a deliberate intervention by the leaders in the tour and travel industry to give fresh impetus to Botswana's concerted efforts to promote and sustain regional integration and investment promotion. As you are aware, the Botswana government attaches great importance to travel and tourism as a means to sustainable and broad-based economic development. This is even more pronounced on the backdrop of COVID-19 pandemic, which has drastically affected many economies, thus threatening to undermine our consolidated efforts to meet the targets of the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs.
AT&T Travel remains committed to providing a wide range of travel services premised on the need to deepen the value chain of travel and tourism industry in the country.
We are an esteemed member of the Travel Agents Association of Botswana, an agency that I am the chairperson, like I have said, whose objectives are simply to hold high the travel industry with ethics, professional ethics, fair trading, integrity and competence. You need to hire people who are qualified,
you to understand how the industry works. It's a very highly professional industry.
I wish to underscore that the arrangement of this magnitude is not an event, but a process that must be monitored and evaluated periodically in order for it to realize its potential in terms of job creation, capital inflows, resilience, and sustainability.
The collaborative effort between government and the travel and tourism sector agents is further expected to harness those partnerships and sustain private sector development as it is central to economic diversification. Mojati Mukibelo, BTV News, Gaborone.
The Court of Appeal bench comprising Judge President Dr. Tebogo Tau, Justice Sai Walia, and Baiting Kambinde has advised the former Permanent Secretary to the President, Mr. Katamuru Pisi, to consider taking time to address the court on a point of law under the Criminal Procedures and Evidence Act, which allows the highest court to either increase or reduce his sentence. The Court of Appeal postponed the case to the April Court of Appeal session to allow the appellant more time. Wabitsumpuliwisi with the report.
In November 2022, Gaborone High Court Judge Justice Chris Rabanagai convicted and found the former Permanent Secretary to the President Katamuru Pisi guilty in all the counts he was facing, which includes 2 counts of corruption and 1 count of money laundering. Morupisi was ordered to pay a sum of 130,000 pula in total for count 2 and count 3. In the relief sought from the Court of Appeal, Morupisi seeks that the court set aside all the 3 charges and replace them with an order directing that the appellant is discharged and acquitted of all counts. Morupisi, in his grounds of appeal, argued that the High Court erred by failing to recognize there was an improper splitting of charges, therefore he is entitled to acquittal, and the splitting of charges were prejudicial. Moreover, Morupisi says the court erred in failing to discharge and acquit him as there was no sufficient evidence in respect to the 3 charges. Judge President Tebogo Tau advised Morupisi's lawyer that he did not file anything in relation to sentencing, therefore he is giving them time to familiarize themselves with a point of law that allows the Court of Appeal to either increase or decrease the appellant's sentence during an appeal. Wa Betsui Mpulubusi, BTV News, Gaborone.
Boteti East MP and Assistant Minister of Health, Mr. Sotomorela Tisizwe, announced during a recent court meeting in Letlhakane that government has enacted a law safeguarding the rights of individuals with disabilities. Sebastian Tebogo reports.
In these consultative meetings, Mr. Latisizwe provided updates on parliamentary outcomes, highlighting the People Living with Disability Bill.
Gore batho ba betso ba bona le bogole re ntse re ba tsamaisa ka mo go teng molawana mo go teng e policy jano e hetogile e le gore jaanong re dirile molao kana molao go tewa go mo ile gore o ka ema o seka e le maiteko a puso a go bona jalo gore batho ba ba tshelang ka bona le bogole ba ska ba khokgontshiwa ditshwanelo tsa bone di ska di gatakiwa.
Some of the community members shared their concerns.
Aduele ba bangwe yana re setse re ba kwaletse dikwalo bangwe ke ba ba direla mo counseling ba ileng gore gongwe ibile re ta gatela ha di formaneng tsa bone ka gore ga ba re duele go thelele re tshwaragane le bothata go re ithele re ipotsa gore ke mbatho ba nyatsa VDC ka tsela ntseng jalo
tota motse a rona o supile gore o molapo ga se mo tsatsing jeno re ka gongwe re arahiwa ntsela e one ya paving from go tswa go ema ha phezulu.
Furthermore, ongoing developments are underway to address community concerns.
Me ga tsewa tshetso ya gore ditsela tsa rona tse di mo mitseng o ka re ga di ana sentle ke en re sa tse madi o theka bokete ra itibaganya le ditsela gore metsi e thabologe e lebege yano re simolotse ka yone eo yano gona yana re tsena mo legatong le eleng gore tabo re ta gape mo go lona ntse re le bata re dire ditsela ga kae re tsena through VDC re tsena ka bo mabipelo go re phota megopolo ya lona e be re dira di proposal tse di yankwa ile tsa CCP tsa ditsela hela
re utule rra le community hall ha ba supa le ditshatse gore di teng mo motseng o me a ba supala gore dithabollo di bonya jalo ke tsa gore re utule mme ke tse di a goroga a re di amogeleng bagaetso.
The area MP Lelatisijo also urged those who haven't registered to vote to do so before the conclusion of the registration process today. Sebastian Tebogo, BTV News, Letlhakane.
You're watching BTV News. Thank you for staying with us. Now, moving on, the Botswana Defence Force Military College yesterday graduated 343 recruit privates through the private basic military training course intake 80 of 2024. The Minister of Defence and Security, Mr. Kagiso Musi, who was officiating in the ceremony, commended the young men and women for their selflessness in pursuing a career in the military to serve and protect Botswana's national interests. Yaleboga Eole reports.
Some of 343 new recruits being welcomed to the rank and file of the Botswana Defence Force after 6 months of basic military training. The training was meant to transform these men and women to become soldiers at the rank of private in the BDF.
Today you graduate and begin a brave journey that follows in the tradition of men and women who continue to make selfless and courageous sacrifices in service to Botswana. I'm delighted to receive these 343 privates into the BDF strength who today complete their basic military training. I have no doubt that they have experienced a tough and rigorous military training that provided them with adequate skills to be immediately deployed in the many assignments expected of the BDF.
The 6 months rigorous training is designed to test them and to expose them to the realities of military lifestyle.
Dialogano tsena ba rutwa dithutuntsho tse di harologaneng tsa sešole le tsa go kgona go itshwarella mo diemong tse di harologaneng tsa sešole. Na ba rutwa go dirisa thobolo le gona gore ba itshware yang mo setšhabeng ga ba tswa mo training.
Every year, the best performing recruits are given recognition for their efforts.
The best overall student, let's say the best military subject. Training for the first 6 months. So I managed to scoop for the position 1 in all the subjects in the school.
Best in drill. The really thought who got disciplinary soul. Disciplinary soul. Kore e supara le sole le tshwaraya tota ke ikutlwa ke le mototo ke itumetse thata ene ke rata go leboga modimo ka gore le so thetse ngwana ke o di kgonne ka lebaka la mogau wa modimo ka gore ke mata a modimo
ke itumetse thata kore ke itumetse tota ka ngwana ke a dirileng ka bokgabane ka teng ne ke tsetse rongwe tare ha tsena kwano mo dingalong tsena le mo go tsone go ngwa luse ya ekotase.
Out of the 343 newly recruited privates, 94 were female, while 249 were male. These privates are now ready to serve and have been deployed to various military bases across the country. BTV News, Pandamadenga.
The acting director of employment services under the Ministry of Labour and Home Affairs, Mr. Jeffrey Gare, says it's imperative for the youth to be imparted with key critical skills that are required from them to put them to be ready for the employment sector. Mr. Gare said this during the youth employability training that was held in Kanye. And Pule Makosa.
It's now crystal clear that young people are very much educated in many areas that can help drive the economy forward. However, there is still a belief that these very same youth need to learn some qualities such as life soft skills, good morals and contact, among others, that are needed in the world of employment. With that, the Ministry of Labour and Home Affairs, in partnership with other entities, found it essential to embark on a training aimed at empowering the youth to be employable.
Young people are very much enlightened, they are very much educated, but we believe that there are certain qualities that are very critical that we have to ensure that they learn, and such is the soft skills, the conduct and the expectation when they enter into the world of employment. And this is an opportunity for us to show them that in the many opportunities that exist regarding employment, they do have a stake, but we need to retool, we need to induct them in terms of what the potential employers are looking for.
These young people again are the ones who are at the forefront in usage of modern technologies, something which was said to be important but only if they are being utilized wisely.
As a person, whatever you say, you are branding yourself. It comes an employer who look interview as part of go leka go bona gore motho a yo ntseng jang bo tnyampe re go bona gore poster so me ha go ntse alo e le gore nya motho o brandang sente le ko social media how commenta you are constructive
se ke lo solo tsa gore lo se dire kampolo lo se dire lo le banana ke go dirisa di platform tsa di social media sentle mo ileng gore go tla re thusa mo botshelong jwa rona
o tshwanetse gore ha o le monana o empower wena from yourself gape o itse botlhokwa ba go dirisa social media ya gago sentle in terms of gore how is your image protected.
Mr. Khari also reiterated that it is their ministry's intention to ensure citizen participation in the economy, and this training, however, is expected to extend to other areas across the country. BTV News.
The Member of Parliament for Kalahari North, Mr. Itamanna Khotla, has urged companies to invest in the district, saying Kalahari North is one of the regions badly affected by unemployment. She said this as Sefalana Retail Company was donating 25 food hampers to the elderly in Hukunzi. No Mudungwa with more.
Kalahari North is made up of 9 rural settlements, and thus residents solely rely on livestock farming.
Ko di shopong tsa lona ko bo gaborone kwa lo rekisa nama le banna ya rona bogolo jang ka ibile re le barui re batla gone go ntsha lehuma mo kgaolong ya rona
ga go thona botsadi gore Sefalana se be se ikamanya le lona se be se kgona go busetsa go go lona ka gore madi a dirwang ke Sefalana a ke madi a bana ba lona a di pension ke madi a lona ba bangwe ba setseng ba latlhetse bane ba theogela bana le diabe bana le di pension gone mo madi a bona a pension ke ona madi a bone a ileng gore ke ona a rekang stock wa se tsenya mo Sefalana se be se rekisa mme ha Sefalana se bone di profitinyana ke gone mo se busetsang go go lona.
The council chairperson for Hukunzi Council, Mr. Moratwa Lekolori, has applauded Sefalana for their good gesture.
Setswana sa tle se re go se go letsogo le la bang go na le la mogelang ba gaetso nna ke itumetse thata hape le ga council ke eteletseng pele ke itumetse thata ka gore le rona go counseling kgwedi e go ra rena go na le budget e pentsintsi ya gore e be re ka re akanyetsa gore re ka budgetela batsadi ba rona
ga rena madirelo a go teng re itsetsa ka one e bile bana ba rona ba ka go kopa mmereko ka a go gone me re lebeng bogolo ne re ha lena le sengwe le dirile di profit lo leba go Kalahari North.
This region has natural resources which includes amongst others Sangaparile, wild grapes and shepherd tree, and therefore the MP for this region urged companies to buy these natural resources, saying it will help curtail the high unemployment rate in this area. Neo Mudungwa, BTV News, Hukunzi.
Small and medium enterprises in Gweta and Nata villages have been encouraged to form sector associations as a bloc to advocate for their needs. The call was made at a business forum convened by the Nata Gweta MP, Mr. Paulson Majaha. Bethany Mandu was there.
Small and medium enterprises are the core economic drivers of rural communities in villages like Gweta and Nata. But their stumbling block for growth is operating in silos. With the greater need for mindset change on full swing in Gweta, those in the lower end of business operations are eager to change the solo mentality by joining forces with others to speak with one voice on issues affecting their growth in the village.
Me dikgwebo tse di tshwanang tsa di mausi tse di ka tshwaragangwe di ka helela di tshwana le chopisi go thoka hela gore tere kgone go hetolwa ka re akanyang ka teng le ka hare ka tshwaraganang ka teng ha re ka rutwa go tshwaragana.
Ha re simolla wena gore ke batla go diga kgwebo ya ga Mbarakinosi. Ga gona space re ka yang ko pele ka sona. Nna kgang ya me ya re a re tšhentšheng. A re tšhentšheng e re ra go dira association yone. Re bo re tšhentšhile maikutlo a rona le boitshwaro ja rona.
Re na le tshwenyego thata le lentsi ka license ya jaaka tse tshwana bone bo trading license ya rona zone ya teng e iriwang ko Totume mme Totume go kgakala go distance e nngwe e leng gore rona ga re kgone ba ga rena madi.
The constant appeal to form associations is also supported by SMEs in Nata village. However, they shared that their potential to grow is hampered by a lack of financial and business services institutions like SIDA and LIA, which they can only access at Totome, Masunga, and Francistown.
Ga ke lebelela ko mahelong a tshwanang bo Kasane ba le sego ka gore bana le le ba go biba ditafole hela le ko bo Francistown bana le le ba kgonne go ikgobokanya SIDA ya ba thusa ka mananeo a tshwanang bo mabogodinku gampieno rona monata mananeo a ba ata exparela go go governmente re sa a dirisa
ba ilo e bereka hela ha ile nna Motswana ha ile nna Motswana ba ilo o ta gantsi ata go dumedisa madilo ga wa ba cylinder sente madilo ga wa tshwana go apa ka cylinder ha o re gotsa molelo ga to molelo ga wa sia ko re a ritse re ka ira ya
tsang di permit ya go thokala le tse di permit le kgone go rekisa le go lesegile le rekisa sente mo le rona la ha re ta re tsena le kgone go itse gore nya mme yo ke le gore o leteletse o na le permit ya gore o ka rekisa mo motse wa rona wa Nata.
Mr. Majaha says the private sector plays a key role in the economy regardless of their size, and therefore government is making efforts to mitigate any challenges affecting them.
Halusa bupahanal agona ka batho ba ile gore ke ba makalana a dithuso ba trade ba katang ba bona gore lona le lentswe le leng gore lo batla go nna ba gwe but ha re le bonosi go nna mathata because we don't share mathata. Company makgwa ba ne ba idiretse gore ha lo le 5 le a mongwe a ka lwala ha e tswale e nna ntse e tswelela e go duela ya no rona re ntse re batang sole proprietor go nna nosi di koporasi a di tsuge batho ba modimo di trust a di tsuge.
SMEs from these two villages on the edge of Makgadikgadi Pens and the gateway to the Okavango Delta and the Chobem are ready to roll their sleeves to grow sustainable enterprises for the future. Bethany Manto, BTV News, Gweta and Nata villages.
Well, that is the news this hour. Do stay with us. Tato Khosimore on standby to take you through the world of sport. Titi, we meet again.
We meet again. Good evening once again.
Yeah, take us through the world of sport.
Thank you. This is Botswana Tonight Sports segment brought to you by Tato Khosimore. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at our top story tonight. Security systems this morning walloped Mazoti 5-0 in a third week Gaborone Division 1 League encounter played at Likidi Football Center. Victoria Dakin was there.
It was Security Systems' second win from 3 games played. Their first win was against UB Kicks last week, while it was Mazote's second loss following a 4-0 loss to Double Action. It was two-way traffic in the first half as both teams were fighting to get the first goal of the encounter. It was however Systems who got the first clear chance in the 12th minute of the game, which resulted in Mazote's Tsofazo Mosotu handling in the 18 yards box. The referee did not hesitate, giving a red card and awarding a penalty to Systems. Lesego Keleboga stepped up to take the spot kick, but the goalkeeper saved before Keleboga picked up the pieces to score and give Systems a lead on the 33rd minute before Bamingenda increased the lead. Mazote's defense were unable to deal with the pressure, and this gave Lesego Keleboga a chance to score a brace to make it 3 for Systems. The Alarm Girls continued to frustrate Mazote, scoring the 4th goal, courtesy of Matla Tlobogang to go into the halftime break with a 4-0 lead. From the break, Mazote had a huge mountain to climb in their efforts to reduce the margin. Systems, on the other hand, continued to attack until they scored their 5th goal through Bamingenda, who scored a brace. Fatigue seemed to have caught up with Mazote ladies as they found it hard to link up for a scoring opportunity. In the 12th minute, Systems committed a foul in the 18th area and a penalty kick was awarded by the referee. But Ronald Opiti kicked the penalty over the bar to award Security Systems a 5-0 victory.
Yeah, we are getting there. Total our aim is to league le rona. Re ka tswa re lositse game ya ntlha, but we are still in it. We don't want to drop any points from here. Re ta bona re kopana le double action and against the GU second round. That's what will determine are we still in the championship kana ya.
We were a little bit shaky, more so that we didn't have a goalkeeper. Our goalkeeper Nasatsuga, so we are forced to use a defender and a keeper, of which the game today we are forced to use the same player, Kopaling, and on the 12th minute, it was a hit up more teaming because Neruza, our captain.
The games continue tomorrow at Likidi Football Center as Presence 11 take on UB Kicks, while FC Ambassadors faces double action. Victoria Daken, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Moving on, Township Rollers defeated Nico United by 2-0 in a match played at the National Stadium yesterday. Popa's goals came through Elias Mbatsi on the 3rd minute of the game before scoring a brace on the 20th minute to ensure that Tuma Palestina get all the 3 points. Let's take a look at the match highlights.
Matope ga kgwele o senka kopela mahempe sogolang boy o sikara ka mokwata ba sutisa motho nosi a ba rapalatsa a ba tshoplola ebe ka tana le letoa o senerile e tsamaye re thotho ga molese o bilwa go tshida ga bona tola boitshoro o se dirile tshida e tshapotsera thotho yo buang ke batshameki ba kgwela ya dinao ba bona motshala ga go hela ba khona ba re ba to hita monola hitileng teng a re bone o tso tshela go le mogare ga mpale ba la bona moluba a re bone moluba o tshela go le ka kotokotoko mapula a mabedi thupula thulong ga o rapalatsa go le motho o hitse kgwele tshira ga o molese o senerile no sanwa go go bobedi wa re gona le go ikwala mo dipelong mo ke go ikwala ka ditshipi tsa mollo mo nagaetso
ba ntse ba sa theke sente ba ntse ba sa iti mo dipaleng because the last game in rola sa ba tshameka kwa they just sat back and yeah, I'm happy today because the attitude of the boys, you know, the tempo was very high, and how about rollers? I think 40 minutes they started the center, and second half. So first half, it was our mistake. We were second late. Those 2 goals, both of them were second late. Defense, more especially central Larun, because there was no communication. But look, I'm happy. I'm happy we lost, but the best team won. We will go back. Now the confidence. You could see what now they are gaining.
He is not yet fit. He's still carrying an injury. We asked him, please, can you go and try your luck? Do us the legal things that you used to do. Fortunately enough, he scored a goal. Another 20 minutes time, he scored a goal. That was enough for a kingfisherman. He knows where the fish is. So it was a good, in Pique. It was not that we played bad. There was too much pressure. We panicked. We overdid things instead of being calm. But today we said, if you take 20 minutes going there and score a goal, it's better than going 20 times and missing everything.
Still with Botswana Premier League, Gaborone United and BDF 11 shared spoils after playing a 0-0 draw in the BPL. In another Botswana Premier League games, 11 Angels beat Security Systems by 2-0. Sua Flamingos and Morupule played to a 0-0 draw. Masitauka defeated Police 11 by 2-1, while Orapa United beat Whole Ghost 3-0. The games continues tomorrow. Matebele are up against the Traffic, while VTM takes on Joining Galaxy at VTM Arena. DR Congo and Nigeria have secured spots in the semi-finals at the ongoing Africa Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast. Nigeria beat Angola by 1-0 to move into the last form. A 41st minute goal came from Ademola Lookman, secured the Super Eagles a place in the next round, where they will face the winner between Cape Verde and South Africa. In another game played last night, DR Congo defeated Guinea by 3-1 to secure a place in the semi-final and wait for the winner between Mali and Ivory Coast. The quarterfinals are ongoing tonight. The quarterfinals are on again tonight. It is currently 1-1. Ivory Coast is leading Mali by 2-1 after extra time. The games headed into extra time, while another fixture pits Bafana of South Africa and Cape Verde for the last place in the semis at 10 p.m. That's it from Botswana Tonight sports segment. Thank you for your audience. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Back to you, Ulibile Samoka.
All right, thank you, Titi. You've done well. As results were coming in, as we're still on air. That's incredible. Thank you so much.
Live television, say.
Most definitely. Let's meet again tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that was the news. Let's take a reminder of our top stories. National voter registration exercise comes to an end today. The Court of Appeal postpones cases lodged by former Permanent Secretary to the President, Mr. Katambu Rupisi, to the April session. Well, now in sport, Township Rollers defeats Nickel United by 2-0 in a Botswana Premier League match played at the National Stadium yesterday. Well, that is the news this hour. Do stay with us. Weather's up next.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather forecast brought to you by Lydia Wetikomo. Looking at the current satellite image, clouds are visible over most parts of the country. Tomorrow, expecting partly cloudy conditions over the entire country with possibility of isolated thundershowers over southern, southeast, Gauteng, and southern central. In the morning, we're expecting warm temperatures over southern, southeast, Gauteng, and southern central and northeast between 17 and 19 degrees Celsius. Also expecting hot temperatures between 20 and 21 degrees Celsius. In the afternoon, we're expecting very hot temperatures over Kalahari, Khansi, and northern central between 36 and 38 degrees Celsius. Also expecting hot temperatures ranging between 33 and 35 degrees Celsius. As for the SADC region, partly cloudy conditions are expected over Port Elizabeth with 30 degrees Celsius. Maseru and Manzini expecting thundershowers with 25 degrees Celsius over Maseru and 28 degrees Celsius over Manzini. And Tanarive expecting thundershowers with 26 degrees Celsius. Showers expected over Beira with 31 degrees Celsius. Lusaka and Harare expecting clear skies with 30 degrees Celsius over Lusaka and 27 degrees Celsius over Harare. Dar es Salaam expecting showers with 31 degrees Celsius. Thundershowers expected over Blantyre with 28 degrees Celsius. That's the weather forecast. Good night.